Yo, 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 what's up, world? How y'all doing tonight? Uh, Having a pretty good night, man. Actually, just got back from where everyone's kicking it at the Cult Classics. Kicked it with some of the Porky's dudes from the movie Porky's. Did some shots, hung out, drank some beers. It was pretty dope. Um, but the party ain't starting till tomorrow, so once again, if you're in Central Texas, come on down to the Cult Classics Convention in Bastrop, Texas. You will not be disappointed. Uh, Met and hung out with some really cool cats and kittens. It was really dope. Got to see some old friends. It was live. So I'll be sending y'all some updates from the actual convention once it starts. But my main post is I just wanted to address a couple things. So the channel that I used to be on, the Tim Zoller channel and stuff, I'm not going to be messing with it as of any time that I foresee in the foreseeable future. And don't get me wrong, there ain't no hey when like something popped off, blah blah. I just saw my thing going in a different direction. The way it was working was really difficult for me to um, keep coming up with all this new stuff like every time. So, and not just that. There's a few other things, but that's between me and Tim that has nothing to do with nobody. So I don't speak trash like that. You know what I'm saying? Like things that are between me and another grown man or between me and him. Um, and that's cool. There's no hate. There's no animosity. I love that ninja, like straight up. There's just I just had different ideologies on the way that the show is going and the way that I ended up seeing the future about um, both of our, both of our ways of going about it. So it wasn't that. There's no drama, no beef, no nothing. I mean, I can't speak for the other individual. If he does or he feels some kind of way about it, then that's what it is. On my end, it's just, you know, I really had this whole thing set up, like this whole studio and everything set up. I wanted to, you know, eventually, like, I dig his stuff. I went on it. It became kind of like its own thing. You know what I mean? And it was rocking and rolling. But I also have like a different dream for my own thing, and I need to focus a lot of my time on perfecting my craft as well. And I was losing time on a lot of that by doing those shows nightly. And it runs you down, man. It's one thing, um, dude, you get home from work and you got like less than an hour to, eat grub, say hello to your old lady. It's mentally and physically exhausting at a point. And so I was just feeling myself losing a lot of energy and not being able to bring really good topics to the audience, you know. I probably could have done better in vocalizing it, and um, but I'm not good at that. I could have done better by saying, look, man, you know, I need a break. But one of the things about the YouTube world and the whole 9 yards is you want to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And you want to get subs and you want to get people clicking on and you want to get things going and going and going and going and going. You don't want to stop because when you stop, you get static, you get stale, and people don't tune in anymore. But with that same aspect, you also lose your quality. You know, you gain quantity, but you lose quality. And I really don't want to lose quality as far as what I'm doing. And I was being absent a lot. I was taking a lot more days off. You know, I was getting burnt out. And like I said, this has nothing to do with the other channel or the file or format of it. It's just a breezy thing. Like if I want to make a good album, right? Like I'll sit in the studio for, you know, a month or weeks at a time. If I want to just make a quick song, then, you know, I'll spend a couple hours on it. No big deal. So it wasn't really that it wasn't really that channel or that aspect about it. It's more of a me thing. So there's no blame. I really don't give two shits about the fact that if people want to be like, you just fell off or you just jumped off or yada yada yada. But I encourage y'all, like, still go check his channel out. He's gonna be putting out some dope shit. I mean, he always does. I wouldn't be fucking with the cat in the first place if he didn't really put out some really good stuff. Like, it wouldn't even be part of my repertoire, so to speak. But yeah, I definitely encourage the other channel. I hope it prospers. I want it to prosper. And who knows, maybe down the line, whenever I can catch my own snap about stuff and, you know, get to a point where I'm copacetic with myself, then yeah, absolutely. I have no qualms about revisiting or rehashing out and doing a Tim and Breezy show. I think it would be dope. I just think I was spreading myself way too thin. And you know, that's kind of what it boiled down to. Me and him are both we're yin and yang on a lot of things. You know, like I'm all Bigfoot, and he's like Bigfoot doesn't exist, and I love that. That's that's how it should fucking be. You know, so it wasn't a that factor. You know what I mean? Like I still got love for the ninja. You know, straight up 100%. And I hope he still has love for me. But I just had to make my own decision as far as where I'm going in my own path. But I do have stuff lined up. I got some homies that want to come on, want to kick it, and we're gonna have kind of the same format, just sit around and BS, but it's not gonna be so like if I wanted to do an open topics, it's just not gonna be so I'm failing on it because you know the other half of the show is news media and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, he works his ass off. He works his fucking ass off to actually bring y'all the truth about it. But I need to do that too. And the subjects that I do are really big dives into stuff. Like my other homeboy, Creek Down, he sent me these Bible verses that I really need to like get into, like, because it was talking about how Jesus was talking about like um, reincarnations, and then I think this was out of first or second Acts. So it's like I didn't even freaking have time to really break it down or to really research it or to get into the Hebrewistic language of it, you know, or even even the Greek or Latin language of it. You know what am I going to do? Like just read y'all something from the NIV or from, you know, um, King James version. Like that's redundant, and that's not the quality of pieces that I actually need to bring to y'all. Like I really need to be able to do my research. I really need to be able to concentrate on it, understand what was being said, because especially with scripture is very hard. I've always said that. 2020 is the way I used to call it back in the gap. You read 20 verses above, 20 verses below, and then you'll come up with the actual truth. Who are they talking to? What are they talking about? What kind of situation are they in? You know, so you can just pick a verse out of the Bible and be like, blah, 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 blah. And he said that right there, quote and unquote. But like, who's that cat talking to? What's going on at the time? What is actually, you know, what's the purpose of his message? You know, and I'm not just talking about Christ. I'm talking about, you know, any verse in the Bible. Like what's going on at the time? You know, and if I really can't do that, and I really can't bring y'all the depths of it, um, then I'm doing y'all an injustice, and that's a very hard part because I do lean a lot towards the spiritual and religious and biblical side, but if that's a very slippery slope, right? Because if I say something and then people don't look it up and they just take my word, then if I lead people wrong, then I'm taking on like a lot of shit for it. Like if I lead you down the wrong path because of the way I see things and not the way that it's actually scripturally written, then I'm doing y'all an injustice. I'm screwing y'all over. And I got enough on my own soul. Like to be honest, I really do. I got enough bad shit on my own soul. I don't need to steer another motherfucker the wrong way. You know, I've done it plenty of times in my life as a young man, and I just don't feel that that's part of where I need to go with it at this point in time. You know, I need to learn from my mistakes. I need to act as a grown man, come to fruition as a grown man. And if I'm positive about something, then lead other people in that direction. If I'm not, then I'm fucking out. Plain and simple. You know, real talk, man. Um, so I'm kind of rehashing myself. I'm reinventing my own shit. Um, I'm not trying to talk on the things that happen between back and forth, yada yada yada. No, not at all. Um, dude, everything that we did on that show, um, even though we had opposite sides of opinions on a lot of things, it was fucking dope, dude. I loved it, and it kind of breaks my heart to not be a part of it anymore. But as most people understand, it's sometimes you gotta find your path, and you gotta work your way towards that path. Um, And sometimes it sucks, and sometimes like I'm gonna be in a funk about it. Like no bullshit, I really am. But when your gut tells you that it's not going to actually work out the way you wanted it to work out, even though it feels like it's working out that way, then you got to do what you got to do, straight up. But yeah, I'm not going to harp on it. I just wanted to let everybody know what's going down. I can't say it enough. One love for Tim, and and I even hooked up with Tim if it weren't for Doc and Strange Days Live. So I felt all those things came into my life as a blessing. But I just want to make sure that I'm on the right. You know what I mean? Like, I can't foul myself out. If I feel like I'm going against my own wind. Does that make any fucking sense? I don't know. It kind of does to me. And I'm not airing out dirty laundry because that ain't my fucking business. And that's not what I'm about. I'm a grown ass man. So I'm not going to sit there and put down like, well, the reason why was he said this and I said that, and but because there was none of that shit. It didn't happen that way. I just reevaluated the original point and intent that I was trying to do with my channel, and came to the understanding that I was veering further and further apart from that. So it has nothing to do with him. It's a me thing. It's not you, it's me. I know that sounds gay as fuck, and not gay like as in homosexual, because we're all good, but like 80s gay. Back in the 80s, we were like, dude, that's gay. But yeah, I just wanted to drop this, let y'all know what's going on. I will be trying to rehash my my own personal channel. And like I said, no fouls, no nothing about none of that. Go kick it, sub to Tim, dude. He's got a lot of fucking knowledge to actually spit, and he'll school a lot of my man, dude. Like, some of the best things that he ever put out was actually understanding, like the air quality. Like, just look up. Like he always says, go outside, look up, look at those chemtrails, man. Look at all the stuff that they're putting in your food, that they're putting in your water, that they're poisoning you with. Those are very important pieces that we need to be woken up to. And I hate to use that term woke, but woken up to and alerted to, because he ain't fucking bullshitting. He's dead on about that shit. And, for that, like, I could never do him a distrust by saying any of it, because he woke me up to a lot of that shit. Like, I was like, man, Fruity Pebbles just don't taste like Fruity Pebbles anymore. And he's like, yeah, because there's friggin' perfume in them. I'm like, oh, shit. Like, so, but for real, man, like, there's no hate or harboring on my end about it. Love that ninja to death. It's just, as far as the public broadcasting kind of a thing goes, it's just not meeting my criteria, and I'm not meeting my own criteria as far as being a part of it. So I made my choice to differentiate myself and rework on myself and rework on my channel, because I haven't been putting shit on my channel. Like y'all, you've noticed I probably put like 2 videos on it. One was the Need Nothing video. The other was saying how I'm going to start doing pieces on my channel, but if I'm doing something every night on his channel, then my shit's getting lagged behind, you know, and it ain't even really like about like his and mine type of thing, but it really is. It's I waste away a whole day on something that I could bring to y'all on my own piece, just to do it as a team piece, not a 10 piece, but a team piece, you know. So, you know, it's like, think of ICP, right? So you got Insane Clown Posse, you got Twisted, Back of the Gap, not anymore. Blaze You Dead, Homie, ABK. They all work on their own individual albums. When they come together and they do Dark Lotus, it's dope. Or if they do Psychopathic Riders, it's dope. But you still have to put out your own albums. You know what I'm saying? So like if you just literally spent all your time doing your super group thing, then you're never going to get your own album out. And that's what I need to do for now. And that's pretty much how I feel about it. Saying that, right? Having a great weekend. Fixing to get into it tomorrow. Tomorrow's the first day of the convention. We're gonna be doing shots, drinking beers, hanging out, eating barbecue, and just chilling, man, with all these actors and actresses and all these cats and kittens that come around for the Cult Classics convention. And then we'll probably meet up at the gas station, www.texasgasstation.com. Shameless plug. And I hope to see any of y'all who are out there listening right now. Hope to see you there. Anyway, that's what I had to say. That's why I'm calling the update, just so y'all know where I stand, what the fuck is going on. And don't be like, where the fuck is Breezy? When you tune into Tim's. Tune into Tim's. Listen to his shit, because he's got a lot to fucking tell you. And that being said, one love. God bless you all. Thank you for tuning in. If you do, even if you don't, same goes the same. One love.